But the Detroit Lions did sign an IOL, interior offensive lineman, Trystan Colon, from the Cardinals.
Is it Cologne or Colon?
Cologne. I'm going Cologne.
That's fair.
What, you've been going Colon all day?
Yeah, we said Colon.
Oh, it's interesting.
I guess Cologne maybe could.
Cologne is a G and, and an E.
Is he pigmented?
Cologna. I think he's pigmented.
It's probably Cologne then.
Like I can't be named Colon?
No, I think he's like Mexican, like Latino.
Cologne.
Cologne. Cologne. Which is Colon, but saying it way cooler.
Yeah,
Cologne.
My homie Cologne.
Regardless, he had 386 snaps last year and only let up 0 sacks.
Yeah, didn't let up a single sack.
He didn't let up a single sack. He's played 3 years at center at Mizzou. He's played left guard. He's played center, but primarily last year in the majority of his snaps was at right guard. So, I don't think there's a depth piece. I see a lot of people obviously may become that.
Really?
But you know what it is here in Detroit. You earn yours.
Yeah.
No one's gifted anything. There's a lot of uncertainty in the offensive line right now.
Yeah.
Like the guy probably leader in the clubhouse is Graham. You know he'll have a spot somewhere.
Graham's going to be center.
He does guard and or center. But this guy played center. Like that's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
I think it's all wide open. I don't think it's just
I
don't think it's a coincidence that he signs immediately following Frank Ragnar's
absolutely not a coincidence.
Because he's probably a guy waiting because it's a spot where he come in and win the job.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's a little bit more than depth piece. I think the production for him is there, and obviously the opportunity is there for the Detroit Lions too.
This is a guy he's only started 15 games in his NFL career. It's like 4 years. I think he got drafted in 2020.
It's like 4 or 5 years.
So 4 or 5 years that he's played in the NFL. 15 starts spattered throughout, obviously, the Ravens where he was drafted, and then the Cardinals the last 2 years, I believe. I think that, I don't think it's strictly just a depth piece. I think, he's going to fight for a spot, but I think it's more of a guy to push the rookies to be better. Because I think Tate Ratledge should win a spot over Cologna. I think that you look at
no G.
Cologna, you look at Graham Glasgow is going to be your starting center game one. I've already convinced myself of that. I think Christian Mahogany.
Yeah,
although he still has to win it, kind of.
Yeah.
I think it's his spot to lose.
Yeah.
It's his spot to lose. One of those guard spots. And I think Tate Ratledge will win the other one. I just think even though they're young, they're more talented when you look at Mahogany and Ratledge.
Ratledge for damn sure.
So I don't think he wins a spot out of camp. I think they brought him in here in case. This isn't in case Mahogany is struggling or in case Tate Ratledge isn't what they expected him to be. You got a guy that started in the NFL, and he's done pretty good.
I think he signed here to compete for a starting job.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Straight up.
I think he's going to compete for it. I don't think he's going to win it.
And the moments he had last year, he played pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discount that. I think primarily, probably at center, to be honest with you.
You think that if he gets a starting spot, it'd be at center?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think Ratledge you could turn in right now at your right guard.
Yes.
And obviously the same to be said with Mahogany. Yeah.
So you think he's breathing down Graham's neck?
I think he's breathing down all their necks. I mean, because it's kind of interchangeable with him. He's
it's IOL.
All three.
They're all IOL. Yeah.
But this guy specifically having the experience at center. I know obviously Graham as well too, but I think them bringing this guy in as well is maybe, I guess, could be the just in case with Graham as well.
Could be a just in case. I think it's more of, all right, rookies, you're going to have to, you got to earn it. And that's what it is. I don't, yes, is he going to be competing for a starting spot in camp? Absolutely he is. Does he win it? I don't think he does. But I think you brought.
See, I'm not going to hold it up. I can't say that yet.
Yeah.
I want to see. I really do.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, we're still going to see him. We got to see it happen. But I'm going to say I don't think he does. I think the other guys are better than him. But that is a good option to have. Because, like I said, if one of them is not performing, this is a guy who's done it before.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's a little bit more of I don't know. I guess I'm not awarding any rookies anything just yet.
What up,
other than Ratledge?
Dirt Bike Kids? What up, Dirt Bike Kids?
But right now, there's just so much uncertainty at all three of those positions.
It's wide open. You got to cover your bases. This was a great move. This was a great signing. He is, like I said, they shouldn't allow him to win a spot on this team. I'm not saying it like he's a bum or anything like that, because he's shown that he's a capable lineman for what he is.
Per PFF, and this is, again, only 386 snaps, but amongst the qualified guards in the 386 snaps, it's 29th, out of 136. It's pretty fucking good.
Very good. But you need your young dogs to step up and earn their spot to keep their spot.
I'm going to watch
I don't want to say keep their spot because it's not theirs, but they're going to have to beat him out.
So assuming any type of obviously in case of like an injury or anything, but right now you're looking at this team. Are you looking at the offensive line as this is what it's going to be, or are you still expecting more moves? Or do you think this was the last move?
They're not bringing in anybody else.
Okay.
Unless, God forbid, something else happens.
Right.
But
Yeah, because there's not any names.
I didn't even think they were going to do this.
Yeah, this one, it was kind of on my radar. I remember I brought it up a while back. I thought it was Hernandez. But when Brad Holmes was talking about this defense, it was better than he remembered for Marcus Davenport. He was talking about they were watching a free agent on the Cardinals' offensive line. I still think it might have been Hernandez. I don't think he was even starting at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think he started until like week 5 or 6. I was getting ready to look at some of the tape. He is kind of undersized. I'd say he's 6'3". Obviously, we like our offensive lineman a little bit bigger. Well, I think he's only 6'3", though, too, right? 6'3", 6'4". Yeah. I mean, we'll see. But I definitely think he's here to compete.
I know it's early, and I know that we're projecting because we don't know truthfully who's going to get that spot. I'm with you, Spenny. I think it is going to be Graham, but given that it's not Frank Ragnow, we talked about this Lions offensive line as 1 or 2 for the last several years in the NFL. What kind of range or ranking do you think they'll be this year? I know that's early to project and you don't know, but you think they'll be a top 10 line still?
Yeah. You got Penei Sewell. You got Taylor Decker. It's not like Taylor Decker's a bum. He's regressing, but he's still I would say an upper half tackle in the league. And you got a lot of potential with the young guys. So I would say top 10. Could they close in on top 5 if everything works out? Sure. If Graham, it truly was just the injuries that were bugging Graham, for sure. But they're not in the top 5 right now.
Easy.
Yeah, same. Top 10, top 15. I mean, there's truly some uncertainty here.
Yeah.
For damn sure. And whether that's stemming off of the way Graham ended his season and to just stepping in with rookies coming into those spots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you can't look at me with confidence and say this is a top 5 offensive line. I won't believe you.
Yeah, no.
And do they have the ability to get to that? For sure. They invested a lot into it when you look at the young guys.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about in the next 2 years. We're talking about right now.
Do you think that
if you're bringing in a guy, no offense to him, like Trystan Colin, and he's competing for a starting spot, you're not a top 5 offensive line.
Yeah. So do you think which do you think it affects them more with in terms of their adjusting and getting everybody on page? Because losing a center is a big deal. I know you guys talked about the passing game. Do you think it's going to affect them more there, or do you think it will be
passing game for sure?
Pass protection for sure.
Especially because the center's a guy kind of helping you call out blitzes,
right.
Call out
guys coming in out of the box.
Make sure guys are set up.
The other thing too is like if they aren't up to snuff or up to par, it's going to change the way you call the game too. Like I expect the early part of the season a lot more quick passing situations than like maybe letting JG sit back there for a minute because that's not what he does well with.
For sure.
And I'd be fine with that. I think we have the team to do that too. Like, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs coming out of the backfield catching something on a little Texas slant or something like that. Obviously, Jamison Williams, you saw what he does in the intermediate. That's Amon-Ra's bread and butter. I mean, JG last year had the 30. I think he's 31st in average air yards per attempt. We're well equipped offensively to make those type of play calls, but I think that'll be the way you see it in the first part of the season. And lots of running too.
Lots of running.
Lots of running, lots of quick passes.
The easiest way to help out your offensive line is to run the ball. Get those guys going downhill.
I know we talk about it with the defense. The question I like to pose a lot throughout last year was the defense has to be top blank to win the Super Bowl. I'll substitute the offensive line for the question. The offensive line has to be a top what? Can it be a top 10? For them to win the
Super Bowl,
or does it have to be top 10?
They got to be top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
I would say for them to win, they have to be top 10 for them to win the Super Bowl.
The way Jared Goff operates, you have to be.
So, okay. Because
I think they will be.
I didn't know if you were going to take a step further and say they have to reach that top 5 status in order to get there.
I'm watching some of his pass blocking reps against the Packers.
Not great.
But I mean, it's Rashawn Gary as well. To be fair.
You're going to be seeing him a lot.
Yeah. Maybe seen him twice this season.
Like I said, I think he is brought in here to he's going to compete for a starting spot, but I see him more as pushing the younger guys to work harder rather than actually winning one of those starting spots.
I think you win a spot straight up. But again, we'll see in camp. Where you at with like that speedier type of passing offense? Is that
that's what they've been doing for 2 years?
Yeah, we're equipped.
Yeah.
There's just no.
And you got the weapons.
You got the weapons.